So when I left, and I said it quite a lot when I was there, and people sort of threw it back at me a bit. I was like, standards have not been good enough here. You have to have a level of standards to be a top club. Forget about the tactics of the layer on top, but things below have to be right to perform. And I didn't see it there. Now I think in the summer, to be fair, players moved on, probably some rightfully so for them and for the club, and new players came in. So I think that probably would have sort of freshened up the feel and pre-season for the new manager. Respect to Maurizio because he's known as a good manager, rightly so, deserves respect. But in my opinion, it was going to be a challenge again to keep moving forward quickly like people will expect, and that's proven the case. So I think you'll be very careful to point fingers at the manager himself or point fingers at maybe a young player that's trying to find form in a team that hasn't really got experience spine there that they can rely and look up to certain players. The strategy has been to bring in young players. So you've got young kids coming over at 21 from another country trying to fit into a team. Now, I'm not saying in my day, but in my day, when you bring in those younger players, they sit themselves on the bench or they train alongside and watch how competitive training is and watch a Drogba and how he trains and watch a John Terry and how he leads the club. And they learn. And then they get into the team, or they don't, and they don't come through at Chelsea. So to ask a lot of players to do that at the same time and develop, I think is not an easy thing. So I think be very careful to. I think the strategy, of course, will be questioned, and I think there probably have been things done that you kind of look now and kind of go, could it have been different? Yes, but it's getting it right now and changing it will be a process.